Hello guys, this is Vinit here, and in today's tutorial we are going to study how to use the other option in a drop down or in a list of radio buttons. It is generally used when you have a list provided already for users to select one out of those or multiple, and when you want to also provide them with an option of other where they can put their own custom option. That's when you need something of this sort. And today I'm going to show you how to do it in the front end on Angular 2 or 4 or later. All right, let's go to that then. So this is the kind of thing that I'm trying to show, where I have qualification levels for the users to select, and one is not applicable for any reason. If they want to choose not applicable, it's there. Then there's a graduate, postgraduate, and PhD option. And if there is anything else that they have done apart from this which they want to mention, they can click on this. So if I click on this, nothing happens. Click on this, I can just use this value. And if I click on other, this text box gets activated. I take it away from other, this gets disabled. I take it back to other, it gets activated, and that's where I can put in the the option that I would like to put, or right, something like if I've done a diploma, that's my highest qualification, so I can put in diploma, right? So and then go down and submit, right? So that's how to achieve this functionality in your Angular.js app. Angular app is going to, let's look at the code. All right, so here is the this is the submit candidate. This is the component that I'm working on. All right, this entire form is in this component. All right, it has got an HTML file which is all the front-end elements, as you can see. All right, and let us go to the part where I have written the code for qualification level, right? So this is where it starts. All right, so it's a form group, it's a field set form group. This is a Bootstrap class which groups it, so I've used radio buttons, radios here, right? So these input type radios, and to group them all, I'm using this class. All right, first on the top goes the legend, so you can see the legend here, and then there is a div with class radio. This is again Bootstrap. I keep checking if it is a Bootstrap class or not here. If I just put in here, if I just put in dot radio, yeah, that's where you see. So this is the Bootstrap file, and we can see that it's a Bootstrap class. All right, and then there is a label inside of it, the entire input and the words in front of it. This entire is one label. So when I click here, this gets selected. I need not click just here, I can click on the word as well, and it will get selected. All right, not in this case, I'll have to check with that. All right, so let's go back. So input type radio, I've given it a name, a qualification level. So that's my format of giving everything a name, ID, or everything. There is a qualification level, right? This is about qualification level. On that, this radio input is about not applicable, and then this is a name field, so name attribute. So that's why at the end underscore name. The same is with ID, underscore ID, value, underscore value, and then there is ng model, qualification level underscore ng model. This is common for all radio. I've just used this bit for all. Okay, So you can see I've used it for all on the same thing, same ng model for all. All right, then on change, whenever the radio gets selected, okay, that's when this function gets called, change text box state. All right, and I sent the value of qualification level ng model. This sends the value, sending ng model value. This actually sends this value in the background. All right, qualification level hyphen not applicable underscore value. This is what gets sent in the to the TS file. All right, so I've put this function to all again, all radio buttons here, and all right, let's go now and let's check with the last option. So PhD is here, and then the final option is other. So here is the other option, the last radio, it's the other option. All right, this I've designed in a different way. So I've used an input group. This is again a Bootstrap class. Okay, I've put the entire content into a div with input group. This basically makes the input to be viewed this way. So there will be a button, and there will be a text box in front of them, and both the elements will be connected to each other, right? So that is why this class input group and even this class input group add-on is used. All right, so that's when I use input type radio. Inside this span I've put an input, my input element of type radio, and the rest of it remains the same value, ng model, same ng model value. Then on change, this is a bit different for Angular or Angular, right? So if you're using JavaScript, you would use on change, okay, but here you use only change in Angular, right? So this particular function is called, we'll go through this function, change text box state, okay, qualification level underscore ng model. This is the value that is sent. All right, and the other. All right, and then we have input type of text. This is disabled. Here you can see I've put it in brackets, square brackets, right? So this means that it will change the state. It will activate disable. Disable will be true or false as per the value that is passed, right? So if this is a variable that I have defined in the TypeScript file, okay. So this variable, it's a boolean value, boolean variable, okay, of type boolean. So if this will have either true or false as a state, right, and accordingly this will get activated. So that is why I've used square brackets. Something to be used only in Angular. This can only be done in Angular as far as I know. All right, and then that's all for the front end. That's all you have to do in the front end qualification level. Now let's look at the code at the back end. All right, so on selecting on change, right, on change I had put up a function that needs to be called, right? That function was change text box state, okay, and that passed the ng model from the front end. So here is the variable, the ng model that was sent from the front end is stored in this variable. Okay, I've kept it as a common variable for all. I've designed this program in a way that if there are 10 different such groups of radio buttons, right, I can use the same program for all of it, right? So for here there is one, and then I'll show you another. So here I'm using another for visa status of not applicable US citizen, H1B visa holder, no visa, no US visa, and other, where they can put up any other information they have. For example, B1 visa or something, right? These are the most important ones for me, and this is if in case there's some other state that you're into, or for the minority maybe, right? So the same code can be used for this as well, and as many as you want you can add such groups, and the same code can be used. So you just have to pass on the ng model. This will detect here which ng model is being sent. All right, so the first thing I have done is to detection of ng model. If passed underscore ng model dot index of is visa status, that is, I'm saying check if the string that is passed has got visa status as a substring, okay, as a part of its string, right? So if it is not equal to -1, okay, so if that string contains visa status, then it will return the location of where it starts. All right, so if it starts at right at the beginning, it will give the answer to this particular code. It's a JavaScript code to be 0. If visa status is at the 10th place, right, and that's where it starts in the string, so it will give you the value as 9. But if there is no such string in the entire string of past ng model, then it will return -1. So that's what I'm saying here. If it is not -1, then which means that visa status is somewhere in the string, and that is why go on with this code. Else, and this is for the other one where I'm checking the qualification level, right? So if it contains qualification level, it will not return -1, and that's when execute this code. All right, so let's see with visa status, all right, or qualification level. Let's see with qualification level as we are dealing with it. All right, if passed underscore ng model is equal to, double equal to sign, it's equal to qualification, the entire string that gets passed, right? And this string is what gets passed. All right, if it is equal to this, then this is the qualification level underscore textbox state. For qualification level, I have defined this variable, which is a Boolean variable, which tells the status of textbox, whether it should be disabled or not. Okay, so if other is selected, right, okay, you can see that other underscore value is being passed, right? Other is selected, then this variable is set to false. I have defined this variable up here at the top. Okay, I have defined two variables, right? Visa status underscore textbox state, which is a Boolean value set to true, and private qualification level underscore textbox state, which is also Boolean value set to true. Okay, this is what I am using here. The qualification level underscore textbox states is set to false if other is selected. okay, otherwise it is set to true. Okay, and now let's see what happens if it is set to false. If other is selected and if it is set to false, then here you can see disabled is set to false. Okay, disabled is set to false means it is enabled. Okay, and in case any other text box, any other radio button is selected other than other, okay, then it is set to true. That is disabled equal to true. Okay, so that is kept, that element is kept, the text box is kept disabled if anything else is selected in that group, else it is set to false. Okay, the same goes with here with visa status. All right, and that's how this entire thing works. And you can see the result here. If I select not applicable, US citizen, H1B visa holder, it doesn't work, right? But as soon as I click on other, it starts working. I can put in any text that I want. The same as with this, I can put in any text that I want, and or otherwise select anything else, right? And I can put n number of such groups and use the same code by just adding another else if to it. All right, so that's it for today. If you have any questions, you can put it down in the comments. I would be happy to help you there. And let's see you in some other tutorial soon. Thank you.